Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was directed by Sam Raimi. Essentially, the plot to the movie is after encountering a girl who is constantly being chased by all these multiverse monsters, is shown to have multiversal powers, Doctor Strange must defend her from upcoming threats that are coming after her. Multiversal threats. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can do without getting into spoilers. Let it be known, this is a non-spoiler review, so if you guys have not seen the movie, make sure you guys go see it. And do not be worried about this review because I will not be ruining anything for you guys. So I will say this about Doctor Strange as a character. I've liked all of his appearances where he's teamed up with other heroes, but his own solo movie I never dug into. I don't know whether it was the direction that they were going in or the story that was just very lackluster to me or not really as compelling to me personally, especially considering it just felt like another Iron Man tale to me personally. But the question is, do I like this one more than the first one? And the answer is yes. I actually feel like this definitely stands out from a lot of MCU projects, especially more modern ones, where it essentially is copy and paste mood, tone, and everything. That being said, this movie is also very underwhelming. The story works well, and I will say it is much easier to comprehend than I thought it would be, which is a good thing because at the end of the day, the thing that I was concerned about with this movie was the fact that it wasn't going to be a Doctor Strange movie. I thought it was just going to be Multiverse of Madness, but not be about Doctor Strange. This is very much a Doctor Strange story. And in a interesting way and change of events, this is also a continuation of WandaVision with Wanda's journey into the character that she ultimately becomes in this movie without getting into spoilers. And the story is accompanied well with these performances. All the performances across the board I think are either solid or really, really good, with Elizabeth Olsen really standing out as being a really good Scarlet Witch. She is the Scarlet Witch. I mean, the directions that they take her character in and her acting along with it works so very well, and actually works very well with Raimi's style as well, which I will touch on a little bit later. But Elizabeth Olsen has really made this character into her own. I cannot wait to see what else they're going to do with this character or potentially do. But you understand her motivations. You understand why she's doing what she's doing. With that being said, a lot of things that she does in this movie, a lot of people may not be 100% down with. This is going to be a very mixed bag with Wanda's character, essentially. And all of these elements are accompanied well with an excellent score from Danny Elfman. Not his best score. There are definitely more iconic scores that we've heard, better made music. I really think Danny Elfman's music hasn't been as good since probably, if I'm thinking about it, Spider-Man. But this is solid, and it's definitely a score that I can say leaves a mark for what it is in the MCU, because a lot of the MCU tracks are basically just essentially copy and paste. I mean, a lot of them are copy and paste. I mean, they use Avengers themes in the Black Widow movie. But with a movie called Multiverse of Madness, there is not a whole lot of multiverse in this. Now, give or take, I will tell you this. Don't go in expecting cameo after cameo after cameo, because that's not what this movie is. It really is a Doctor Strange, Wanda horror movie with multiverse elements in there. They kind of jump into the multiverse for split seconds in different realities, but we don't spend enough time within those multiverses to get an idea. We do spend a little bit of time in a particular multiverse that I don't want to give away, but ultimately it just came down to something that, if you really look at it, was really just there to be there. I really think maybe an extra 25-ish minutes to spend in other multiverses would maybe help, but at the same time, maybe it may also hinder the runtime or the momentum of the film. But ultimately, if you're going into this movie to expect this to be a cameo movie, you're gonna be majorly disappointed. There are cameos in there, and they are fun to pretty good, but they're not gonna give you the audience reaction that you're expecting to get like you did in No Way Home. Because in No Way Home, everybody was cheering. Here, not so much. And so if you're trying to go in for that, you're gonna be let down. This is really, if I'm gonna be honest, this is a Sam Raimi movie. And that's the thing that stands out the most about this particular movie, is the fact that it does have a major influence from Sam Raimi. For the most part, the first act of the movie is very MCU, so it really offsets the tone of the entire movie if you look at it, that it jumps from the regular MCU that we're used to the elements of horror and gore and campiness that is known with Raimi. And this movie is really not going to be for everybody, because like it or not, my favorite Spider-Man movie is Spider-Man 2. But there's also a lot of campy dialogue in that movie as well, and the same thing applies to here. But they really push it with this movie when it comes to its horror element, its disturbing imagery, and its gore. To the point where I would make an argument to the fact that you don't need to be taking your kids to go see this. This would, like, literally, it's like Sam Raimi goes out of his way to freak out these 6-year-olds. But that's what makes this stand out from a lot of MCU movies that we've gotten and are probably going to be getting. Very unique style, very different than what I was expecting, and it feels fresh enough. And ultimately, I would say it was a fun time. I pretty much got enough of what I wanted, but at the same time kind of felt very underwhelmed. So I'm kind of a mixed bag with it, but ultimately I would still say it's a fun ride. Not anything major, not anything you need to see like an IMAX in my opinion. I would say just catch a matinee for it if you want to get a very good, different Marvel movie experience. And ultimately, I would say Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is a good, solid movie. Not the greatest Marvel movie, so if anybody says, oh, this is the greatest thing ever, calm down, calm down. Ultimately, my opinion is not the right opinion, and it's just my opinion. We all have our own opinions, and I want to hear your guys' opinions about the movie down below if you've already seen it, or if you are looking forward to the movie. I have a spoiler review coming out pretty soon, so make sure you guys look out for that. I think I'm going to set that for a premiere or a live stream. So make sure you guys are subscribed and like the video, and I don't know, comment below more if you like popcorn at the movie theaters. I don't know. Subscribe today to join the Isaiahization.